What's up, everyone? We are live for another episode of Who Are They? Spin from the Real. Once again, I am Matt, and it is a Watt Boy summer, baby. Joining me is the one and only personality himself, Chris Anthony Lopez, and the Shug.
There's only one, baby. There's only one.
Thank you. Yeah, it is a hot boy summer because it's hot as hell. You obviously see I got to wear a tank top because I'm sweating and,
my balls was hot.
Stop it.
I understand.
Can we not? Yo, we're literally 50 seconds in.
I didn't do it.
All right.
For the love of God. Yo, two things. First of all, that damn soundboard. There's going to be a day where we're going to get so much shit for using that damn soundboard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And B,
I'm all right. It's fine.
And B, it's a Shug. You misspoke. It is a hashtag Watt Boy Summer. It is hot. It's hot as hell. It's hot everywhere.
I thought we were hot boys. My bad.
I mean, we are, but we if we come up, if we tweet off hashtag what's up Buck, what's up Brandon,
what's up Buck, Buck is a hot boy. That's my
Buck
boy.
Is a hot boy. What's up Corey? Watt Boy Summer full effect, baby, in Dallas.
Yeah.
Woo,
dude, it is hot.
Yo, I can't even imagine how it feels in Dallas. Dagan, big love as Matt immediately freezes. What's up? What's up, Dagan? I hope you're doing good, brother.
The show is always off the rails. What do you expect? I'm here. Look, let's just be honest. I'm here to do one thing and one thing only in this world, and that is to piss off Chris Anthony Lopez. And I love doing it.
And he's doing such a good job at it.
I thought it was
a great job.
Brandon Buck's soul sucked.
No,
that too.
Yo,
don't play that soundbite.
Speaking of Brandon, he says the 117 in Arizona.
Yo, I have a friend who is posting pictures. There's stuff melting in AZ just from how hot
That's nuts, yo. I thought 93 in Oklahoma was bad, let alone 117.
Yeah, it's what? And I'm in Cali right now. I think it's 95.
It's hot. It's hot, boy.
Yeah,
but nah, we got some movie trivia to talk about. We did do Show Me the Real. Shout out to all the folks who hung out with us for Show Me the Real this past Friday. A really fun show. Probably the most Shimoda we've talked about on that damn show. And it was really cool. Ryan Christensen, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing good, dude. But shout out to all the folks who watched Show Me the Real. It was awesome. Thomas Harper went nuts. Dagan, it was 104 the other day here in Vermont. Oh my God. In Vermont? Yo, first we're scattered all over
I do want to say, if you didn't watch Thomas Harper's interview this past Friday, which is on our channel, you can go watch it now.
Damn right.
You should be scared for whoever he plays next.
I don't envy these Star Wars folks.
We're gonna get into that because I kind of said something to Demolanta, and I feel bad, but it's kind of what I love about the Shmoda is you can like so many different competitors, but they sometimes play each other, and that's the part that sucks because I want Demolanta to win every match. But
Jeff, give me some of that risotto, baby. Climate change is a hoax, right? Depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask. But no, dude, it is hard sometimes in the Shmoda when your favorites go up against each other. And we have to pick one, especially on this show where we're forced to pick one, even though I try not to pick one, even though y'all really make me. But yeah, it's rough because there's so many likable folks, so many great players in the Shmoda. It's hard to pick some sometimes. But do we run into that problem today? For me, I don't think we do.
For what problem?
My favorite people facing each other. Next week, I'm gonna be one sad ass mofo.
Yeah, next week's gonna be a little bit tougher, but this week, I don't think we run into that issue.
Woo! But look, so I mean, we did talk a lot of Star Wars on Friday, but I at least want to give a quick shout out to Zach Burkett and his performance against Goal Leader last week. Again, Goal Leader, although he won that match, obviously he won that match. In Star Wars, it is awfully hard to succeed because every single person is at that level. Every competitor, whether they played from the jump with Molly and Laura, or they just played this past Friday with Thomas and Goal Leader, the entire division is stacked. There's not one weak link in that whole damn thing. And Zach just fell victim to Goal Leader. Granted, Goal Leader still really damn good, and I will get to my thoughts on Goal Leader in a bit. But Zach Burkett,
before we get into that, Chris, just to let everybody know, we are talking spoilers for the matches that happened last week. So if you have not seen the matches, if you don't know the results, come back and check this out later. We don't want to spoil the matches for you. So we are going to be talking matches. We are going to be talking spoilers. So just a FYI heads up, because we get into it, we're not going to hold back punches, no matter what. So
yeah, don't get it twisted.
Talk about it.
Don't get it twisted, y'all.
Hey, Saul makes a shout out to our podcast in today's match. It's not a spoiler, but look out for that.
He doesn't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Yo, word on some real stuff. I have to keep that in mind. And Jeff in the chat, yes, we talked a lot of Star Wars on Friday, and which is crazy considering most of the words in that division aren't even real. No, seriously.
Corey, you didn't watch the matches from last week?
Yeah, he did. He's messing with you.
Yeah, my man did a whole show. Apparently, they did 3 hours yesterday. Like, that's nuts. That's like, what? Who are they? Spin from the Real? What on God's green earth? We're doing 3-hour shows on a Sunday?
No, Dagan. We don't spoil. We don't
spoil the patrons in that.
Oh no! We don't spoil the Patreon on that.
The pay-per-views is what Sugar's talking about.
Yes.
We never talk about the patron match.
Right, Shug? Even though some of us may or may not have jumped the gun on that because they got a little too excited because their favorites are playing today. But
what happens when you get older? You get excited really quickly.
I bet, and I bet
you do. Blow that load too.
Can you? Oh my God! Can you really? I thought, yeah. Let's just be coy about it until Matt's not coy about it anymore. Yes, right, Shug. Right. That's what I'm talking about. But
yes.
Shout out to Any Given Schmo Day. I think what was it? PJ was like coincidentally saying their show, like just because on Friday. Yeah, Any Given Schmo Day, dude, on stereo. Go follow Dagan and Corey. They're great dudes. And they interviewed Matt. Yesterday. So like that's raw. Hell yeah.
What was that? Like a 2-minute interview?
Like a half-hour interview.
Oh, that's it.
Did you talk about how you're a Cleveland fan?
That was I bombed the show at that before because Ferris was talking some smack. So
great. I mean, because if you didn't know, Matt's from Cleveland. Jeff in the chat, Shug may get excited real excited real quick, but Dude probably knows how to reload that chamber real quick. We need to pump the damn brakes. Like we've barely talked movie trivia in the last 7.5 minutes. But Dagan did say that he had a lot of fun doing that interview. I mean, good. I tried to listen to that link that you put in the Discord, Dagan. I couldn't get it. I want to listen to it. I was trying to listen to it earlier at work. But
are you gonna listen to Matt talk while you sleep?
Yeah, because Matt usually puts me to sleep when he talks. So like it's no big deal. Like I think we're okay. Yeah, Ferris. Matt's from the surrounding Cleveland area. You wouldn't know if you didn't talk to him. You would have no idea.
You wouldn't know.
Right, you have no idea. Absolutely none.
I mean, nothing over here screams Cleveland. I can say that much with pride.
Right, like if we somehow like stitched Matt's like lips together, he'd like tattoo Cleveland on his damn forehead, just so people know. And there's a lot of NFL. Y'all talking football on Any Given Schmo Day?
Yeah, we were.
How dare you? How freaking dare you? But I don't. That's great. Like, check out Any Given Schmo Day on stereo. Corey Cameron Dagan, great stuff. Yep. I don't know why, Corey. I can't say your name without using both your first and your last name. Like I can't spell you
like
Corey.
You just don't say Corey. You don't say Corey. You go Corey Cameron. You have to say Corey Cameron. Yeah, no, I do the same thing. When I was in college, everyone would either call me Lopez or Chris Lopez. No one ever called me just Chris. Nobody.
No, it's Chris Anthony Lopez.
Well, now I'm really embracing my middle name, but in college it was Lopez. Everybody called me Lopez because we had like 50 Chris's in radio. I mean, it is what it is. Let's talk about some damn movie trivia. Tired of freaking plugging all these shows.
You want to talk movie trivia? What?
Dagan's out here thanking us for plugs. If we're gonna think, we gotta stop. We gotta stop plugging shows if they're thanking us too much. But let's talk about some movie trivia. I know we can't really break down a Star Wars match because the winner of that match played on Friday, and we talked a lot of Star Wars on Friday. Again, check out Show Me the Real. But Zach Burkett, dude, I'm still impressed by what Zach's doing, and I think Zach is he's like the one dude out of that tournament that didn't get a match prior to the tournament, and he just played Adam Witt straight up. But in those 2 matches, he had a great performance. He had some great performances, dude. Whether it was with like in that match against Adam Witt and in that match against Gold Leader. And I kind of wish they held off on Gold Leader Burkett, but you know what? It is what it is. The story was there. They obviously had their built-in camaraderie from the stuff prior to the draft and going into this. But like what Dagan just said, it's hard to best the perfect game. It's awfully
and
hard.
not only that, like he only loses by 1 point. It's
Right.
not like he had a bad game. It wasn't like he played awful. The man had literally played great, and he loses by 1 point. And so this is, I feel for Zach. You know, Zach really put it on the line, and look, he showed out. You cannot take away from what Zach did. You can't take away what Gold Leader did. Look, at Gold Leader was an unknown, you know, and a lot of people were talking about the Dragon Con people, and a lot of people were talking about, you know, the other Star Wars player. Nobody really was talking about Gold Leader. And he came in and he look at this tournament proved. And I don't know if we're going to talk to Thomas Harper Gold Leader match, but this tournament proved Gold Leaders for sure. It's for sure. Damn, he can win a belt. He could go with the best of them. I give him a hard time, and you know he says it. If you watch the, you know, I know people are out there happy. I wasn't happy that he lost. You know, I wanted to see. You know, sorry, but I'm moving too quick.
It's okay. It's okay. We talked a lot about that match on Friday.
Yeah. But he does talk about people really underestimated him, and I totally agree. Look, at Gold Leader's here to stay. He's going to be the top of the division, of the Star Wars division, and he could contend for a belt. I will give him that. I think he can, and he can absolutely win. He can hang with the light of Laura Kelly, Demolanta, Alex Damon, Thomas Harper, you know, and Zach Burkett can too. Zach Burkett played great. It wasn't like he got slaughtered. He didn't get KO'd. He didn't get TK'd. He lost by 1 point against Burkett. Against Evan Bushkar. So shout out to Zach Burkett, because he played amazing in that match, and he could have easily won too. It just, like Dick has said, it's hard when the other competitor goes perfect. So, and
that's something we've seen a lot this year, especially in Star Wars. And I told Gold Leader this over the weekend, and I'll say it here so everybody knows. We need to stop. Like we need when we talk about the top of the Star Wars division, like a bunch of folks are. Oh, and Ferris, to address your comment, who underestimated the Golden Leader?
A lot of people, whoever that is.
It's more so not
every time I say anything, I'm not talking about you. So
it's more so not folks who underestimated Gold Leader. It's folks that are like his association with the Exchange is obviously what clouds folks' judgment of him as a competitor. But I will say, like, what I will echo your sentiment, Shug. We cannot not show love to Gold Leader, especially in that match against Harper. Like, he best Zach Burkett, somebody who a lot of folks said, like, yo, this dude can win the tournament. A lot of folks in that whole tournament could have won the thing. Everybody
easily. There was easily 4 people. You're talking about Ace, Thomas, even Whiteley. I give Whiteley a good shot. Marie, Zach, Gold Leader. You know, there was a good 4 or 5 that you could say, yeah, I could see them winning the tournament.
Right. And yes,
Ferris,
Gold Leader is the homie.
You don't have homies, Ferris.
Yeah, Gold Leader is our homie. I don't know about you, Ferris. What's up, fools? Go. Haven't seen you in a minute. Gold Leader is just annoying. He was saying, "Don't underestimate me before the season started." But I mean,
well, here fools, I'll give you why he was saying that, because everybody was talking about Dragon Con. All the after shows had every Dragon Con person and was hyping them up, especially Thomas Harper. And Thomas Harper said on Friday, "I don't do a lot of talking." And a lot of people did it for me. A lot of the after shows did that. So I understand what you're saying. He just think about this way. You get put on the draft list and everybody's not talking. Nobody's talking about you. Nobody talked about Evan Bushkar. Nobody. Matter of fact, if I can remember correctly, people were making fun of his name. They're like, Gold Leader, what does he think he is? Da, 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 da. So he felt under it. And look at, it got him to the finals of the freaking Star Wars tournament. Okay.
Right.
So I get that he's annoying for you, but you cannot say, you know, he used that as motivation. And sometimes that is annoying because you think nobody's saying that. But I did see a lot of people didn't talk about him. Ferris is claiming he did. I don't remember, but that's, you know,
okay. He said on our show, apparently.
Okay. Apparently he did. But I know for a fact a lot of people did not look at Gold Leader as a contender, and I think that's completely changed now.
And maybe it's the Thomas Harper effect, where we were all goo goo gaga over Thomas Harper, like, oh yes, please, like this is the guy who's gonna best everybody. He's gonna beat Damon. He's gonna beat Demolante. He's gonna beat Kelly. And these folks are putting up a fight. Ace Cabrera put up a fight. Goal Leader put up a fight. Like these folks ain't just gonna submit to Thomas Harper. And Goal Leader, we need to mention his name more often when we talk about the best players in the Star Wars division. And even Quiz Show in the chat, even Wick could have won the tournament. My man's put on some incredible performances this year just to lose to someone like Thomas, just to lose to someone like Burkett. So let's not sleep on Adam Witt either. And his record does not reflect his gameplay. I say that every week, but if I sound like a broken record, I mean, if the song is good, might as well keep playing it. Yes, Dagan, Goal Leader could totally win a bell at some point. And I want to answer Leo Logan's question right here. What can the Stars and Roxy need to do to get out of last place? Because he did mention
I don't think they could do any. I don't think they could do anything.
They're tied for last as of right now.
The fact that Andreyko retired screwed up their title, because I think had he not retired, I don't know if Odd Couple. I mean, as good as Shazam played, it would be different playing against Andreyko and Snyder. So I don't know if they would have lost the belts. Mm-hmm. I think Roxy, the Stars are in a lot of trouble right now because you have Jacoby playing, I believe, this week.
Yeah, Griffey Newmans, baby.
And so Griffey Newmans has looked great. But good. Jacoby is no slouch. So we'll see what happens. But if Jacoby loses, you're looking at pretty much all your singles and teams don't play until the tournaments again. And then you have Damon playing in the Star Wars tournament. Is he going to play IG? What are you going to do with that? And tournaments are not going to come for a while. Maybe within a month. I say the first tournament should start.
End of August, maybe late July at the earliest.
So you're good. That's a lot of sitting. So I don't know what Roxy could do. Obviously, she picked up the spoiler, but he's not being called the spoiler anymore. What's his name, Chris, from FCL?
What? Oh, Nick Harley.
Nick Harley.
He plays tomorrow. Yeah. I was looking at the comments. I spaced out.
But I'm saying the Stars picked him up. So let's see if he can go on a run. Is he going to get a match right away? Is Christian going to put him in a match?
We might not see him until a potential tournament, depending how big the tournament is.
Yeah. So that's I really feel that Roxy is behind the 8 ball this year. And a lot of her big guns got put down. Damon, we all assumed Damon wasn't going to lose the belt, and he lost twice. Mm-hmm. We all assumed the Odd Couple was going to hold on to the belts for a while, maybe lose to Shazam. They should absolutely keep his name the spoiler, Corey Cameron. But
yes,
how Christian is. He wants to come up with the ideas.
They got to keep that spoiler name.
But
and yes, Jeff brings up a great point. That Jericho will be joining the faction at some point this season. I love Chris Jericho as a pro wrestler. I think he's great. But his movie trivia stuff, you can't put him. Say for example, you put my man against who hasn't played this year. Since I have the Stars in mind, Chris EV, right? You put him against Chris EV, or no, they're on the same faction. Jericho's not taking up any points anytime soon. Sorry, that's just how it is. I know Jericho, you want Jericho in the league, but that's just not going to happen. And yes, Corey Cameron, they just have to wait for Damon. Tournaments, man. To answer your question, Leo, tournaments.
That's going to be his spot there. It's going to be that Star Wars tournament to get a lot of points, get back to a championship. But outside of Damon, I don't like who. I mean, if Jacoby wins this week, that's good for him.
It'd be a big win. Big win.
That'd be a big win. But who do you see in the Stars that can make a run in the tournament?
In the tournament,
a lot of people said Snyder. Okay, a lot of people say Janine. So I'll give Janine. That. She could make a run.
Janine's been playing some great movie trivia lately.
She's been playing some great, but so you're talking 2 people there. Maybe Jacoby.
Definitely Jacoby. Hypothetically, let's say there's 4 people in the tournament, a la last year's tournament. Hypothetically, let's just say that. So you pick 4: Snyder, Janine, Jacoby. Who's your 4th slot? Do you give that spot to Harley? Do you put him through the Stars training methods and then you throw him into the tournament?
You give it to Harley. Do you give it to Christy V? Who else is on that?
You can give it to Felix Morit. I know Felix Morit hasn't played so far this year. He's been getting some hype, and he's one of those guys that that was picked up in the draft that we have not seen a lick of this year.
Well, the problem is you have to, if you're in last place at that point, you have to go for broke, and you can't put in someone as let's try this out.
As a risk almost.
You have to get someone to win. So obviously Mark Andreko's not on the Stars anymore. So yeah, Snyder, Hannah. Oh no, he's like, yeah, Hannah.
It's if you focus him on IG, if Alex is doing IG.
He's listed as singles and IG.
Well, I'm saying that because we talked about this on the show last week, I believe, where folks who do more than one division it's almost a detriment to them because they have to put their hands in so many cookie jars. So if you're Hannah or if you're Roxy and you want to put Hannah in a tournament, do you make him shift his focus towards inner geekdom, or do you risk it for the biscuit and put him in the singles tournament?
I think you have to risk it because if Christy V gets another match and she can win it, then I would put Christy V in. You talked about Ken Jock, Felix. We haven't seen them yet, so we have to see what they can do. So
Felix, I don't know if he's single. Is he listed as singles on the website?
He's listed as singles. Ken is listed as singles. IG Star Wars.
Oh, word.
And Christy V is a single. So it comes down to Brandon, Felix, Ken, and Christy V as your last spot, and Brittany Young. It depends.
And Brittany Young, and Brittany Young, and that fourth slot. It varies and it depends on how you want to approach it. If you're Roxy and Jeff in the chat, Roxy needs to pull the trigger and not focus on being loyal to anyone on her team. That's something we've said on Spin from the Real for a minute. That Roxy's almost loyal to a fault. And, it's gotten her success before. 1,000% it's worked. But now one half of that proven commodity in the Odd Couple is gone momentarily for now. And you filled that spot up. So I don't know how that works later. If Andreko comes back, I don't expect him to see him till next year. So who's that
in
slot?
Trouble.
Right. And yes, and I know Dagan mentioned it earlier. And I'm not a big fan of tanking. I'm not a fan of that. And I don't want to put that out into the ether because I don't think any of these managers are going to tank. But, the Stars are in a rough spot. I think they're in the roughest spots compared to the other factions down there with them, like the Den. I think that even the Den has some championship material.
I don't think the Den's not that low, is it?
I believe they're bottom 4. And maybe the Harper.
They're in fifth. They're in fifth.
The usual suspects are in a better spot because of the top 3 they have in McWeenie, Irwin. We have Irwin next week, I believe. Next week, 2 weeks. Irwin plays that Bateman match sometime soon. I'm assuming, and then let's Shannon Miller. Let's not try to even bring up that Roka loss because again, it was a stumble through that. I believe it was DreamWorks category that she had a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago when she faced off against Roka.
The interesting part is Swag, Suspect, Stars, and the Den, where you're going to have
Swag's another one. Mm-hmm.
You're going to have some interesting matches coming up because, like you said, Suspects. They have Ethan Irwin. If he wins, he could possibly get to a title shot.
Yep.
Swag has a title shot with Chandru,
and with Oyama, he has that Money in the Bank.
He has the Money in the Bank. Yeah. The Den has some promising matches coming up. But they're really behind. Like the Den is 19 points. The Stars are 11. The Suspects are 9. Swag is 9. So you're looking at these bottom 4, and you're saying, okay, come tournament time, like we know what the Den. You're sticking in Paul Preston, Ben Goddard. You're possibly going Mark Riley.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're looking at a 4, maybe Rachel Silvestrini, maybe Jessica.
Maybe
Sloat.
Rachel.
So you're okay. Yeah, so you're okay there. The Suspects tournament time, you could go McQueenie, you could go Irwin if he doesn't get to a title.
Mm-hmm.
You have let's see who else you have on this.
Yeah, Liz Shannon Miller. You have LS7.
You have Liz Shannon Miller. You have Liz Shannon Miller. No,
the Den is at 23 points now.
No, they're not, Leo. We're not talking about today's match.
Oh,
yeah.
How about that?
With who was I talking? The Suspects. You have Ethan Irwin, Liz Shannon Miller, Drew McQueenie, and then you have actually a lot of good singles players to put in. You can put in Stacey Howard, you can put Frankie Alvarez, you can put Paige Fabretti. I was thinking Nikki didn't want to. Doug Benton, he got a win for you.
Yeah,
so Suspects.
Big win there.
I think suspects are in a good spot. Obviously, Swag. You have Paul Yama, Lon Harris, Eric Zipper. Jen Kemp hasn't got to play yet. Jonathan Harris. So I think all these teams, other than the Stars, can show up.
Correction. 4 points from Harper is what got them to 23.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Leo. Thank you.
It must have not updated. Okay.
We're not spoiling that damage. I haven't even seen it.
The website.
Matt, you immediately froze the second you got there. The second you got here, dude.
The website's never updated. You just go to Twitter now to the MTS stand.
I don't do all that.
Matt, you're tripping a little bit, dude. I got you now, but it's when you start talking. Yep. Yeah, it's every couple of seconds. But we're all good. And Ryan puts up a great point in the chat. Big month for Swag. You got the Laura Kelly title match, the Shanju title match, which we'll get to Shanju's performance this past Friday. And you have what's it called? You could potentially have an Oyama match in July. There could be some big moves. A lot of points could be swung in July, especially for Swag.
Yeah. I think though the Stars are the ones that are going to suffer the most because I just don't see, other than Snyder, possibly Janine going on a run. I don't see where they're going to get big unless Jacoby just knocks it out of the park in his next match and in the tournament. Right. I just don't see the Stars. I think the Stars are going to finish last this year. To be honest with you,
and that's why, like, out of those bottom 4 teams, the Stars are in the toughest position.
Yeah,
because the other squads.
I mean, they have Alex Damon for the IG tournament and possibly the Star Wars tournament.
But do you throw them in the both? Yeah, like
that's the problem.
As I said with Thomas Harper,
if you're gonna go for broke though, you have to.
As I said with Thomas Harper, Star Wars. One man can't carry the division. One lady can't carry the division, or not the division.
One person.
The squad.
One person can carry a squad.
One person can't carry the whole team. They can't. The doesn't matter what division you play. Because say, for example, last week we're talking about Chance, and we'll talk more about Chance later when we talk about his match that's coming up this Friday. But Chance playing multiple divisions has screwed him over multiple times now. So you can't be throwing folks in the multiple. And yes, I see your point on throwing Alex. Go for broke. Because at this rate, Alex Damon is the best IG player with the Stars. Yes. But at the same time, do you throw him into Star Wars and expect him to throw that same amount of energy into Inner Geekdom? And they may be back-to-back tournaments. We have no idea.
Well, here's the thing. When we think of Alex Damon when it comes to Star Wars, we think of dominance, the GOAT. Even though he's lost to Demolanta, you still think of him. I don't think that if you put a poll out there right now and say Alex Damon is in the Star Wars tournament, what are the chances of him not winning? People are going to say
he's the favorite.
Yeah, he's the favorite. So I think Star Wars is a no-brainer. IG though, he made it to the semis of one side. So I mean that got you points there. You lost to Mike Kalinowski. So I think you risk it for the biscuit. I think you have to do it because I'm just looking. I'm looking at Roxy's roster and I just don't see it. Unless Jacoby wins this week, and then if he gets in the tournament and just goes on a tear,
has to get hot. Jacoby has to get hot in singles.
Yeah, he gets hot, and he does like a Adam Collins kind of year, and then Snyder does what he does, and Janine gets you 1 or 2 wins, possibly to the semis. Then it's a different story. But if we're going on past performance, ideally, I don't see it. I just don't see it. And that's no disrespect to Roxy. It's no disrespect to their roster. I don't see it where I see that. Now, I could be wrong. The Den could lay an egg. Ben Goddard can lay an egg. Paul Preston can lay an egg. Lose in the first round. And that happens. The same with all the swag and all that stuff. I'm taking into account what I've seen this year.
Totally.
And look at we haven't seen Snyder play singles at all this year, huh? He's only played team.
We have.
No, he played singles. He lost to Merle. He didn't.
Oh, number one contender.
Lost to Merle.
Yeah, that's right. He lost to Merle.
Right.
And it feels like it's been forever since that match.
We've had a lot of stuff happen since then.
Yeah. So he lost to Merle. So now he's sitting on the shelf of the singles division and won't play until what? Till the tournament, unless Christian gets him another match.
Unless we were talking about JTE Snyder last week. We may see that.
We may see that.
I don't think that realistically that can't happen right now because JTE is on a path of winning. Snyder's coming off of 2 straight losses.
Sure, but one of them was in teams, and I like to think they're a little bit different in regards.
Because he lost to Collins, and then
that was last year.
That carries over. That carries over, and it affects how you are in the player standings. So he lost to Collins, then loses to Merle. So he's on back-to-back singles losses. JTE's on what, 2-3 straight singles wins? Two.
It's only two.
Yeah, two.
But my one thing with Snyder, look at those matches.
I would argue
against a title
that.
match and a damn number one contender match.
Yeah, I would argue against that. I would be fine with Snyder playing JTE.
How matches have been booked in the past is if you're losing, you're playing someone. If you have been losing, you're playing someone who has also been losing. If you're winning, you're playing someone who's also been winning. That's just how it's worked. That's what I'm basing this off of. So realistically, going off of that, it would not work.
No, and I mean I totally understand.
But it doesn't. Well, hold up. We know Christian is the Vince McMahon of the Schmodown, so he's going to do whatever he wants.
That main event's a pay-per-view, belt or not, number one contendership or not. JTE.
I think it could.
That's a versus, baby. That's a versus if I've ever heard.
I think it undercards, if anything.
Lord, what? Like, if you book Snyder JTE today, that main event's a versus.
Well, hear me out. The reason why I don't think that is because right now JTE needs one more win, and then technically he would be in a number one contenders match. That's how this has been playing out so far. So you want to put Snyder one win away from a number one contender match, even though he just played in a number one contender match. That's not fair to half the other people who have been winning in the league.
Again, Matt, it's Christian's league, and Khan even says they said in the JTE Preston match that he's either playing Snyder or LSM.
That's what's up. Bang, boom, bang. Thanks, Khan. My king. Thanks, Khan. Snyder's still ranked awfully high, and Smith has the number one contender thanks to 2 wins from last year. KH forced the precedent for Smith to get that. So it's carrying to this year. No J.C. Snyder is foreseeable future, but that contradicts what Khan said. So
and also too, let's just be real about it. And if someone gets mad at this, I don't care. Kevin Smith is playing a number one contenders match because he's won matches, but he's a draw. You see my name? No draw. If you ain't a no draw mother lover, you don't get matches. You don't get booked. Kevin Smith's a draw. People are gonna watch. I'm gonna tell you right now, Marisol McKee versus Kevin Smith. Even though everybody loves McKee and she's a draw, there's gonna be 1,000 people watching that match. And how many normally? There's like 600, maybe. There's gonna probably be 1,500 people. Yeah, there's gonna be 1,500 people watching that match.
It's gonna be high profile, and especially the tear that Marisol's on right now. That's to be one hell of a match to watch. The star power of Kevin Smith versus the season that Marisol McKee is having as a whole. But the stars are definitely in a predicament. Really, the bottom 4 factions are all in a predicament. Like the Exchange, the Dungeon, the Corruption, and the Merc. So they're all in good spots. They're all in very good spots. I can't talk about things. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, they're all 4 of them are in good spots. It's the bottom 5. There's such disparity between 4 and 5. I don't know the points, so also keep that in mind off the top of my head. But just look at what those 4 squads have been doing, the tear that Corruption's been on lately, and the same thing can be said for the Dungeon's been on top all season. The Exchange, the rookie formula is just working for them, and for the Mercs, they have 2 belts. They have 2 belts on the Mercs, the tag belts and the damn Star Wars belt.
And isn't there their record isn't their record negative? Like they're under 500?
Yeah.
It's funny. And Jeff, I get what you're saying.
Precedent was made because Kevin Smith
2 of them weren't a joke. You can't call the Stacey Howard match a joke. Stacey Howard beat Eric.
Was that the toss-up? Was that the one toss-up? That was probably the one toss-up he's talking about. Jeff, are you talking about?
Did he say one toss-up? Okay, he says a one toss-up. Well, because he played Jericho, and then he played. Who did he play at Spectacular? Oh, the Flirt and Flouse.
Oh Lord Jesus, he did play Flouse.
I mean, I get it, but But that's the thing, though, Jeff. He's a draw. The name is a draw.
Yeah, Howard was the toss-up.
Howard was the toss-up.
Howard was the toss-up match, right?
Yeah, but Kevin Smith is a draw, and he's won. It's just how it is. Like I get it. I understand it, but guess what? We're not in charge of the Schmodown. We only get to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's
Howard wasn't a joke match.
Yes,
Jeff said it was a toss.
Yes, that wasn't a joke match. I want to set that precedent now. Shit, I picked Stacey that day. So talk about toss up. Like I went with the luck that Stacey went with that day. I vividly remember that. But Yeah, like Jericho. Yeah, great point by Ryan Christensen. That's why Jericho's 0-2, but will still have a match at Spectacular. It's facts.
Yeah,
it's facts,
it's
baby.
a name. It's a name.
1000%.
You're trying to get this. You're trying to get this to be a bigger league. I understand that. And SummerSlam, Chris, favorite SummerSlam all time. Go.
My favorite? Oh, 2011.
Chris, are you going to the SummerSlam live auditions?
No, I'm not gonna go to the Vegas tryout. Come on, now I'm not gonna be a
Why
wrestler.
not?
I got too
Why
much on my
not?
hands now.
Wrestler.
I'm not gonna be a wrestler, baby. It's too late for that. They gotta do it on weekly TV that are my age. Like that's not happening.
Was Bulldog versus Bret Hart Intercontinental Championship SummerSlam?
Yeah, SummerSlam.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
at Wembley Stadium. I remember watching that as a kid.
Yeah, it's nuts. The match is great. That's not Wrestle Real. Spin from the real. But yeah, the stars are definitely in the toughest spots, but it's not impossible. It's too soon to start calling a season for a faction.
No,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
A lot of things have to pan out in their favor.
Yeah. That's what I said in the beginning. I'm not. I completely be wrong. The Den could shit the bed. The Usual Suspects can shit the bed. All those 4 teams can shit the bed, and the Rock Stars can just win.
If Kelly and Changer lose their title matches next month, it's like we're back at a reset for swag. I mean, we're waiting for Oyama, but again,
Kelly's gonna lose. We know Kelly's gonna lose.
Strong opinions coming in hot today.
Kelly's gonna lose.
We know he wants to be the prophet. That's why. Sugar
right,
the prophet.
He wants to be the one that called it because he's been on this soapbox for a minute now, and I love him for it.
I said Demolante's gonna defend it twice, and then he's gonna lose to Harper.
And to talk about Burkett, and to go back to Burkett for a second, as this conversation started. Throw Burkett back into another Star Wars tournament. That man can kick some ass. Like that's another valuable asset. Yeah,
because
Burkett's a top tier Star Wars player.
I don't want to be.
Maybe
I don't want to be
the next Star Wars tournament could be 16 players.
It could. Oh, okay, yeah, it could be 2 folks. Like it could be 2 different folks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but here's the problem: if it's not 2 players, who do you choose between Alex Damon and Zach Burkett?
Right. I kind of forgot Alex with stars for a second, but I want to mention something that was back up top. Corey Cameron had mentioned some big trades, maybe trades for picks or trades for folks. I want to see that first blockbuster trade in the Schmodown. That first true blockbuster. It will never happen, but a true blockbuster trade. I'm waiting for the day to see it. I'm waiting for the day.
I mean, technically, we did see one last year. Once you think about it, the Ethan Irwin trade.
Yeah.
Right. But I want to see one now, because last year there was a bunch of question marks, but now the Schmodown we're getting freaking 3 matches at least, not counting FCL, every single week, and on a good week we're getting 6 with a pay-per-view. So that is with the FCL and a pay-per-view. So there's a lot of Schmodown going on, and we will eclipse last year's Schmodown. We've already eclipsed past seasons with how many matches we've had this year. We're over here, they're putting this to work. Over here on these after shows, we're trying our best to give y'all the best that we can in the movie trivia Schmodown after show space. But damn, there's a lot of matches. But we're trying our best, guys. And thank you for everyone watching right now, every single one of y'all. But Ferris, don't be mean in the chat, Ferris. I see you.
Ferris is just petty because my team's still better than his.
A blockbuster, or digging in the chat, a blockbuster trade would be nuts. Think like Merle for somebody. There's no way in hell Dan Merle ever gets traded ever. But just the thought of that rocks my world. I'm not even ready for that. I'm not ready for anything like that. But do we have any final thoughts on this Star Wars match between Gold Leader and Zach Burkett before we move on to Clea Wiggins and Sabrina Ramirez?
I mean, that's going to be a 5-minute conversation, but sure.
No, don't be mean. Don't be mean.
Not being mean. I'm not being mean. If I want to be mean, I could be mean. I'm not being mean.
We're well aware. We are well aware of Heel Shug when Heel Shug wants to come out. You try to play Tweener Shug. Nah, man, you won dirty heel. Yeah, JR be calling I'm bastard.
Sorry, what are you trying to say? I walk outside so my heels are dirty? Get out of here.
No, freak, you cutting all that grass. That's what you're doing. But look, so the what? I can't say that.
I forgot.
Viva Mexico. But the it's a joke. Yes, thank you, Zach Burkett. Oh my, it's a joke. We're kidding. We're all, trust me, we've said words to each other off screen. But let's go on to Clea Wiggins and Sabrina Ramirez, because this match we talked about it last week. Thank you, Fool's Gill. My man's backing me up in the chat. Thank you, Full Skill. Thank you, Dagan. Unless you're laughing at Ferris, don't laugh at Ferris. Laugh at me if you want. One more thing before we talk about that. I think a more realistic blockbuster trade would involve 3 factions moving players from Corey Cameron. Dude,
yeah.
Just the thought of a trade right now, like a blockbuster-esque, is almost unrealistic because of how valuable top players are in this space, unless you trade them because of circumstance late in the season. But there's a deadline. There's still a trade deadline, right? Is that in August, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep. Which, in my opinion, is too deep into.
Because baseball's trade deadline's in July,
deadline,
right?
I'm pretty sure Schmodown trade deadline is July, and the last free agency is August. Something like that.
Right. So, I mean, if it's in August, thank you, Dagan. Thank you, brother. But, that is, I don't know when the trade, let's assume it's in August. It is still kind of deep, but right before tournament season or right around tournament season begins. So it's kind of clutch for any last minute things, any last minute blockbuster trades. Because Lord knows some of them bottom players, not to say it a lot again, but they may tank and trade for picks. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Who the hell knows? But let's talk Clee Wiggins and Sabrina Ramirez. Because this match last week, we had no idea. It was a toss-up to us, another toss-up match. Could have been either or. But when watching the match this past Thursday, there was one person that obviously took the reins, and Clee Wiggins knocking out Sabrina Ramirez is something I did not expect, if I'm being frank.
Yeah, no, for sure. We didn't expect the knockout. And before we go on to this match, I'm going to say this. Look, Clee and Sabrina, that first round was not the greatest. No. Just plain. You can't get mad at someone.
Yeah.
My whole issue with this match, and I'll say it, and if people get mad, I don't really care.
Take a shot every time Shug says not to get mad at what he says.
I did not feel Coy and Sabrina had a plan. I have not talked to Coy. I have not talked to Sabrina. I'd love to talk to them because to me, Clee spins opponent's choice. You go into the second round 3-4. Okay. Nerves. Maybe the questions just doesn't hit you. I understand that. So what it is, what it is. But you go into that second round, Clee spins opponent's choice. If you don't know for sure her strengths and weaknesses, because Clee only played once last year, which was against the Barbarian, mm-hmm. You absolutely have to go with your strength and hope to God that that's not her strength. I do not understand why both of them were thinking Harrison Ford and Star Trek, because Coy says Star Trek. Sabrina says, I'm thinking Harrison Ford. Mm-hmm. And then Clee does what she does. She goes perfect. Doesn't miss a question, a 2-pointer. Then you spin opponent's choice. She gives you Star Trek. You answer one question, and then she answers all of them and only didn't get a 2-pointer because you check down to multiple every time. You absolutely, if you get opponent's choice and you don't know what her strengths are, you absolutely give her YA movies or you give her romantic comedies, which is we all know is Sabrina's strength, and just hope that she misses questions.
I agree with you.
Because you have to keep it close.
I agree with you.
For them not to have that plan to talk about it, and like I said, I don't know. And if Coy or Sabrina sends this, maybe they can tell us, maybe send us a message, hey, we had a plan. Or maybe Sabrina's like, I know Harrison Ford. Okay. Then that's just Clee being good. And you thought, oh, I knew Harrison Ford. I was good on that category. She just got them all. Then that's a different story. And that's just the luck of the draw. But you absolutely have to give someone your strength. If you and I know people will say, well, it takes the strength off the wheel for you, but your first round wasn't good. You're only down 1 point and you get opponent's choice. Go for broke. You give her your strength. Hopefully she misses them. Hopefully she doesn't check down every question and she gives you a couple 2-pointers. And then you try to spin and get a decent category and try to take the lead. I think that is the strategy here, because when they started talking and they're like, we'll give her Indiana Jones, or I was thinking Star Trek, they give her Indiana Jones, she goes perfect.
Harrison Ford. We give
Harrison Ford, my bad.
I do love Indiana Jones in this house, though.
Yeah, Harrison Ford and Clee goes perfect. And then you're set up for, and I just feel for Sabrina, because it was almost like a roller coaster. She's up top, and it just went downhill from there because it was like, all right, she actually gave Klee opponent's choice. All right, this is good spot for her. Her first round wasn't great, but you got opponent's choice. You have a chance to come back. Klee answers all the questions. Then she gets opponent's choice, gives her Star Trek. Klee gets every answer right. It just downhill from there. So Corey Cameron, I'm reading his thing. He said post-match, stated that she played Harrison Ford for her dad. You can take that how you want it. C. So Klee stated that she played Harrison Ford.
I'm assuming he's talking about Sabrina.
Sabrina, probably.
I'm assuming he's talking about Sabrina in this case. And
okay, I don't know. I don't want. I've been tending not to watch post interview matches because I don't. It's like whatever. But maybe I should have watched it. Oh, Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina. Okay, so if that's the case, if Sabrina put Harrison Ford on there because she knows it, then it's just luck of the draw.
Word.
And Klee knew her stuff, and look, that just sucks. So then, then there's no criticism of Koi or Sabrina, of not having a plan because then they obviously had a plan, and it just didn't go their way. Like I said, I didn't watch the post-match stuff, so I apologize that I just didn't watch it. So maybe that's where I could have got some information from. I didn't watch it. But if she, fools, I have no idea. Like I said, I didn't watch it, so I don't know exactly what was said. And Leo Logan brings this question up because a lot of what I asked on Friday was about this. I asked about this on Friday, about people criticizing competitors. I think anybody is right for the Schmodown. The question is how much, if you have the knowledge, or it's a sport, so you have to be able to play it. So you can know movies, but think about this. You have to answer a question in 15 seconds. So you have to find that information in under 15 seconds, get it from here to here, and hopefully it's correct. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do. So you can know movies because we know Sabrina talks movies. We know what she does on all her podcasts. So we know she knows movies, but mentally that's hard. That's hard to do, and you got to be good at it. That's why the greats are good. Why Dan Murrell's great. Why Ben Bateman, as much as I give him crap, he's great at doing that. John Roca, all these, Adam Collins, all these players, they can get that access to that information and get it out quick. So I don't know what you would do with her. Now, with all the comments that were put in the YouTube chat, comments saying, "Oh, well, look where your looks get you," and all that stuff. That's uncalled for. No, you don't need to do all that. Okay, people saying she should go to the FCL. I know Coy was in there. I know Shannon was in there. I don't think people need to look at the FCL like a demotion,
right?
And I think people
it's a training ground. As someone who works for the FCL, Corey and Dagan asked me this specific question: do I think Sabrina should go to the FCL? And I said, look, it's a training ground. And I stated what you just said, Shug. You need to be able to recall a fact in 15 seconds, and sometimes you can't do that. And especially when you got the camera on you, there's more pressure. And it's just like, well, that's what the FCL is for. You get more adjusted to that. You get more used to that. You're able to hone in those skills, figure out tools and tricks to help you recall.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Matt, and I totally agree with that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and put her down for that, but look, if she feels she can do it, then by all means she should play the game, and nobody should tell her that she can't do it, and nobody should bring up the fact of her looks or anything like that. The criticism I was giving was on the plan between her and Coy. And if they had a plan and the plan was Harrison Ford, it just means the plan didn't work out. And I will apologize. I will say, you know what, that's my bad. But if it wasn't, then the plan needed to be changed, and that's where I'll give a little bit of criticism. Otherwise, Klee played a great game. Maybe nerves for her first round got to her, but that second round was amazing. She went perfect, and then she only did steal one question from Sabrina. And so if Klee can get those first rounds taken care of, and and let's see how she does in the third round. She could be a good player, and she can do some damage in this league. So that's what that's what I'm thinking. What about you, Chris?
Woo! Get on your soapbox, Mr. Sugar.
He warned you he was going to talk for 5 minutes.
That no drama mother trucker. But as the cars drag right down the street of my apartment, look. So I echo a lot of what you said. I bet Coin and Sabrina had something working. It just didn't work in their favor because yes, like the couple categories that they were mentioning, Klee was chomping at the bit to get a piece of Star Trek, to get a piece of Harrison Ford. Little did they know, and I believe she had said on a different show or different interview that she was a big Trekkie. So that's you're kind of in a rough spot, and that's Klee did what you were suggesting, Shug. She gave Sabrina her strength and hope for the best, and it worked out in Klee's favor. Now, if I can take off my serious hat for a second and play around for a little bit, why the hell is wrestlers in film on the wheel and nobody gets it in this damn match? Both of y'all spin opponent's choice, and I know it was mentioned. I think it was by Corruption. Shannon and Klee were like, "Yo, should we give her wrestlers in film?" It may have been. It's like, yo, and me, I'm over here marking out. It's like, yes, wrestlers in film, for the love of God, my favorite category in the whole movie trivia schmodown. Somebody give them these damn questions. And unfortunately, to my chagrin, nobody pulled the whole wrestlers in film. Corey Cameron in the chat, players should consider the FCL to build confidence as well. Totally. And I'll get to that FCL bit in a second. But Sabrina, she just had a rough second round. Yet her and Klee weren't too far off from one another after the first round. That second round, both of them spinning opponent's choice and giving Klee the wrong category. We've seen it a ton in the Schmodown. And yes, people are going to get scrutiny for it because, why would you give them that category? We don't know. I don't know how Sabrina knows Klee. I don't know Klee. I would have given her Harrison Ford too. No, I lied. I would have given her wrestlers in film.
You would have given her wrestlers in real. And Brandon said, and I just watched the end of the match, the interview part, and Sabrina said that she knew she grew up on those films and everything. Which is, I understand where she's coming from with that, but if you're trying to win, you have to think more in the lines of strategy. So it's like, I know like some comic book movies, but I'm not confident in giving someone comic book movies because I'm just like, I know comic book movies, but I'm not like, oh my God, if they miss, I'm guaranteed to get it. If you have a guarantee, which is YA or romantic films, I believe romantic was on the wheel. I didn't remember seeing YA. You give her romantic films and just hope that she just doesn't know it. Now, again, she gave her Harrison Ford saying that she knew his filmography and she felt comfortable. It just happened that Klee knew everything. They answered every question.
My whole issue with giving someone a category like Harrison Ford is I think players need to come in these matches with the mindset of knowing which of these categories are newer. Because those newer categories, the first couple times they're spun, are very hard questions. I'm pretty sure that's the first time Harrison Ford has been landed on this season in any instance. So
I think it's been spun before, but not recently, and to my knowledge.
I don't remember somebody taking it. I remember it's been landed on, but nobody's actually taken it.
Oh, gone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So those were still fresh questions for the most part. Easier, newer. Going to be easy for anyone to come in and get. So with that in mind, I would have automatically put Harrison Ford, newer category. Try to save that for us, and just we'll see what happens because it's a newer category.
Yeah, word totally. Sure. And to comment on the FCO portion for a second, because first of all, the comment under that video disgusting. Why? Am I too late for the start?
You're never too late.
Thomas,
too late.
Yes.
Not for yours. Your match is actually what, 2 from now?
Yeah, we'll talk about your match, even though like we did show you a lot of love. Did y'all see I told Thomas I loved him on Facebook? And he laughed at me. He laughed at me, guys. But
why are you telling Thomas you love him? It's okay. I got drunk one night and confessed my love to Adam Collins. So.
Yo, so the FCL portion, right? Okay. Who said it? No, yo, that's so the FCL portion, to get serious for a minute. I hate the idea of people being like, "Oh, that player's not good." FCL, like it's used as a demotion. Like, and I don't like that discourse because a lot of the folks in the FCL are really darn good at what they're doing. Say what you want about the questions, they're performing at a high quality. We already had some competitors come in from the FCL that will be joining some movie trivia showdown factions this year, for better or for worse. We'll see how that goes. We just got done talking about Nick Harley for a bit. Watch the title match tomorrow on Twitch. He faces Kofi Outlaw.
It's gonna be a fun match.
It's gonna be one hell of a match. It's gonna be so much fun to see. And yes, the FCL, it's a building ground for new talent. We will, or for talent who's new and who isn't as experienced. We obviously have seen folks like Jared Haybon, Devon Stewart, some movie trivia showdown vets. We have seen them in the FCL. But the instant, like, oh, that person lost in a way, damn, FCL. It was her first match of the year, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and yeah, she popped up at the free for all, but she didn't do too hot in the free for all either. Granted, she lasted the same amount of rounds, if I'm not mistaken, as Dan Merle. So, take that as you wish. Take that as you wish. How difficult this past free for all was. So,
I go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I won't go on too much about this because I feel like I complain about the FCL a lot. It's demotion because it's not. But at the same time, as folks who want to, if Sabrina willingly wants to go down to the FCL, then by all means, a letter. Or if Koi or someone suggested to her, if she wants to, then great. But yes, I know you have to look at it as a sport and you have to do better for your faction, especially for someone like the Mercs, who's in competition for that faction title. As of right now, the Mercs are in a really good spot. And a TK or in a knockout with that -1 point isn't going to help your record. But Sabrina, we obviously saw her play well against Vinny Mancuso last year, and I feel like everybody forgot that.
Thank you.
Everyone forgot that damn match. So before we start slandering the competitors in this league, and it's how funny is it that all the folks who get to slander are women? Oh my God!
Yeah, that is unfair. And I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant and take it as you want it. I don't really care. The one problem I do have, Koi was in the comment section saying, "Well, not all of us can be Dan Merle." And I understand that. And look, we all have lives. Competitors have lives. I understand that. But as a consumer, as a Patreon, I just hope that you show up. If you show up and you try your hardest, I'm okay with that. I'm fine. Like I said, if Sabrina just, gave her the wrong category and she knew
which is what it looked like,
what it looks like, then that's just bad luck. Let's see how she does in her next match. Maybe in the singles tournament, maybe in the next match. That's fine. But whenever, and if it's a personal tax, I completely understand. But whenever fans just give their opinion about something, we got to stop trying to silence them if it's not disrespectful. I think that is getting frustrating because it feels like now we just can't say anything. If someone doesn't play good or, we were rooting against somebody and we say something, people want to get upset about it. It's like, you can't get upset. If it's not a personal, and that's why I asked PJ on Friday, what's the line? Because if it's not a personal attack and it's not like, hey, I don't think you're trying, or hey, I don't think you care, and it's me commenting on your gameplay, then you shouldn't get mad. I think a lot of competitors are taking it personally, and I understand you're trying and you're taking time out, but as a fan and as a consumer, I'm paying, Patreon to watch you guys. I'm buying merch. Don't you think you should reciprocate and show up? And if you show up, I can't say anything. But when you don't, and it feels like you're not, as fans, we're going to say something. And I think that people need to stop. Like, we're not asking you to be Dan Merle. We're not asking you to be a Thomas Harper. We're not asking you to be a Adam Collins. We're just asking you to show up and take it seriously. And if you're just here for fun, that's fine. Have fun with it. Say you're here for fun, and that's fine. But that gives me the right to root for the people that I feel are here to be serious. It's why I root for Thomas Harper. It's why I root for Andrew Demolanta. It's why I root for a Adam Collins, a Dan Merle, a Ben Baby. As much as Ben Baby, as much as I slander him, the man shows up to play, and he takes it seriously, and he commits. And that's what I feel competitors, fans is we want people to be committed. And if you're committed, we love it. We appreciate it. And so I think that the fans need to stop attacking competitors, but also competitors need to stop taking it so personally. If we're only talking about your gameplay, there shouldn't be an issue. You shouldn't take it personally. Okay, and I get the whole argument. Oh well, they're not making a lot of money and all this stuff. That's fine. I understand that. So yes, we shouldn't be so harsh on them, but I still have a right to an opinion. And if my opinion is saying, "Hey, this performance was not good," you shouldn't get mad. You should just be like, "Okay," not take it so personally. And be like, oh, well, you're trying to degrade me. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, I just don't. It just was a bad performance, and I hope you do better next time. And so that's where I leave that. And like Dagan says, there's a difference between constructive criticism and being a dick. Yeah, if you're just being a straight up dick, yeah, different. But also too, like I said, some people are taking what after shows and fans say, like as if they're being a dick, and it's like it's not. If I just say, hey, man, this wasn't a good decision, that's not being a dick. That's just telling you how I feel. If I say, God, you're stupid, why would you do that? You're such an idiot. Oh my God, you're the worst player in the FCL or in the movie trivia Schmodown. That's being a dick. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's what needs to change and to make this a better community. Personally, and I know I went on a rant. I apologize, but this thing's kind of just annoy me when I see them. And I'm not saying Koi annoys me, and I'm not saying Koi's a bad person. I understand where Koi's coming from. He's protecting his player as he should. But we're not saying be the next Damaro, be the next Mara, be the next Rachel Cushing. Even Rachel Cushing took criticism, unwanted criticism too. But if you want us fans to be very involved and supportive and everything like that, you have to give 110%. That's all we ask for. And when we see 110%, you know what? If you lose bad, you lose great. You win great. Then we're not going to complain. We're going to support you. So I just think that competitors and managers need to calm down on that. But that's just me.
And if I can respond to that for a second, not that I disagree with you. I do think that there's definitely a fine line between it, and as Dagan put it in the chat, constructive criticism and being an asshole. But to me, the difference between this and this is where the whole sports line, the whole sports angle gets blurred to me, right? This is why I don't like when we talk about like the Schmodown is just a sport and a sport only. Like it's not just that. And like there's other elements. Yes, it is a sport, it's a mental sport, but it's bigger than that as well. And the difference between this and other sports is that we are way tighter in this sport compared to fans and the NBA, the fans and the NFL. You don't see LeBron James commenting on every little damn thing or watching shows about the NBA. You don't see his ass doing that. But in this space, because we're such a tight community still, and I mentioned this on Friday, and I'll say it here again, we're so tight in what we have going on. We have competitors in the chat. We have people watching the live shows, watching the pay-per-views. They're there watching it with us. And that's where we sometimes get it twisted, and we feel like we get too comfortable with these folks sometimes. And yes, and don't get me wrong, I felt nothing but invited into this space since I've been in it. But if I'm out here giving my criticism of a competitor, yes, do I question Sabrina Ramirez's choice to give Klee Harrison Ford? I do question that. And I would have both, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong about this. I just mentioned corruption earlier, but I think Koi and Sabrina talked about this. Wrestlers in film, it may be surface level because it's so new still, but at the same time, how many folks know the wrestlers or watch wrestling or even studied up on wrestlers in film? It's a newer category.
You're going to know one wrestler. It's Dwayne Johnson. That is about it.
And if that's the case, then sure. But no one's going to be talking about Hulk Hogan's movies, Roddy Piper's movies, John Cena's movies that aren't Bumblebee. That's what I'm saying, right?
The Miz.
The Miz and his theatrical releases, if he has any. But that's why I'm like, Harrison Ford, maybe not the best choice.
Triple H and Blade 3. Remember that horrible movie?
Jeez, there can be. Yeah, that's a good pull. Good for you. But the discourse of we can't criticize players because of X, Y, and Z, we can definitely give criticism. 100%. There's going to be criticism in everything. People are going to like, geez, we give criticism of aspects of the Schmodown that aren't the movie trivia, right? Or people criticize us in the show that we do. That's fine. Everybody has a right to their opinion. It's how you go about it. And thank you, Corey. Yes, Dave Bautista is also another fun one. Dave Bautista.
Right, how do we forget Dave Bautista?
How do we forget for Bautista?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get Guardians questions. That's on some real stuff. Oh, but it's also how you go about it. And I totally understand. And Fool's Go put something in the chat about Snyder and him infamously, visibly giving up in a match before. Like that, I totally rock with that point. I understand where you're coming from, Fool's Go. Shit, I agree with you. But
yeah,
we also have to view the way we go about this criticism. We have to. Yeah. And because imagine if that was you were playing in front of 1,000 people. If I was playing in front of 1,000 people, some movie trivia against whoever the hell, I'd be shaking in my boots. When we do the fan league, we're playing in front of who's there. We don't even do that live, and I'm shaking in my boots in front of 5 people, let alone 500 like that. Or if I know 5,000 people are going to watch my match, like that is terrifying. That's terrifying. We also have to understand that aspect of everything too. Not saying that you're wrong, because I do agree with a lot of what you said. It's also just how we go about certain things, how we go about certain criticisms, and we have to be respectful when we do it. I'm not saying everybody does it. It's only a vast minority of people. And like we joke about the Reddit a lot on this show or on this great channel fans, with other shows.
Great fans in the Reddit. Great fans in the Reddit.
Like and I joined the Reddit a long time ago before any of the scrutiny happened, and I've been a part of it. Saul up, true that about Lob, some of your precious criticisms right now. Saul, everybody go watch Saul's match if you're a patron. It goes public on Wednesday. Saul, who is a part of Homeboy and the Heartbreakers, my fantasy team. Come on, Saul, go give me some points, Bubba. But we also have to go about that as well. And we give the Reddit a lot of flack, but there's a lot of it's the vast minority of people who have that loudest voice of like, oh my God, Sabrina's so bad. Like but we hear that. And that's the part that we hear, and we drown out all the good stuff, right? Sabrina had a subpar game, and I guarantee she knows that. No one likes getting knocked out in anything. Like, Shug, we can do some movie trivia right now, and if you knock me out, I'd be one shitty boy. Like, it doesn't even, there's no stakes.
I mean, I like knocking people out. Oh, you said getting knocked out. Yeah, you're right.
But that's my whole thing. We also have to keep in mind where they're at, the position that they're on. And Sabrina, yes, she may do the stuff on First Cut all the time and all her personal stuff as well in regards to podcasts and film. She obviously knows movies. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But just that day, it wasn't in her favor. And Klee got really lucky with both of those categories around two, with Harrison Ford and with Star Trek. You give her rom-coms, you give her wrestlers in film, dare I say it again, maybe the match is different. And they go into the third round and they play a different match. And there's a different outcome. Who the hell knows? But at the end of the day, it's just it's how we present criticism. That's what it is. And I know a lot of people can be jerks about it, and it's the vast minority, but it's just how loud they are. And that's what we hear. Yeah. So I'm not saying everybody's bad, because everyone's not bad. And the community's really supportive.
I think everybody in the space, Chris, especially after shows, will come to defend competitors. We will not let people go at competitors for no reason or disrespect competitors. I
would, if I was a competitor in the MTS, like, if people are coming out like, oh, Chris, your nose is big, your hair is nappy, your hands are ashy, your knees are ashy. It's like, what's that to do with my movie trivia? You may be right. What's that to do with my movie trivia? Like, Jack.
I mean, your nose is kind of ashy, though.
My nose is ashy? My nose.
Oh, you said your nose is big. Yeah, why are you covering it? Go powder your nose. Go powder your nose. Right?
Oh, you want me to go powder my nose? Is that what we're doing now? But at the what's up, Matt? You good, brother?
Yeah, we'll see. I just reset my router, so we'll see.
Well, hey, you need to stop using that Starbucks internet.
Right. This is Maddie on the dispatch. I heard you. So Matt, do you have any 2 cents on this? On the match?
I said my piece earlier when I was talking. Co-signing.
What about trolls, Matt? You want to talk about trolls?
No, because I'll just end up on a spiel on how my internet's trolling me the past couple streams. So let's move on.
Word. But at this, yes, it was, and not to take away from Clee. Clee played a great match, and yes, Shook, you mentioned earlier, if she cleans up that first round, let's not mess with Clee Wiggins. Let's not sleep.
I will say this: it was the same issue with Clee when it came to the Black cinema match. Really rough round 1, killed it in 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm. And in eventual sudden death as well.
Yep.
So like that. We can't sleep on these players, and Clee's only had less than a handful of matches, just like Sabrina. So we can't give them too much flack, especially, and we're spoiled. We are incredibly spoiled with the match quality of this. And saw in the chat, defending players on this show, you gotta be kidding me. Competitors call out this show Video Reddit. Wait, what? They call us Video Reddit?
Hey, Saul. unlike some other podcasts, we speak the truth. We don't hold punches. We don't hold punches.
We don't get stuff twisted. We don't get it twisted over here.
Don't get it twisted, Saul.
Don't get it twisted, man. Now.
Saul, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Saul's been stealing our phrase.
He's been saying don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, because we totally invented the phrase "don't get it twisted," and how dare you, Saul, use it? Not this show. Me and Corey's story. Oh, I see. There's a conversation in the chat. Yes. Thank you for. We're worse than Reddit. We totally are. We are. On any given week, we are worse than YouTube comments, Facebook comments, and the subreddit.
Like I can make a smart ass comment right now, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
And we can get
move on.
We've gotten this close to canceled on many a show, whether it's this one or Shmow Me the Real. Maybe Shmow Me the Money if Shook set some cross on that show. I don't remember. But let's talk about the match on Friday. A little bit of a de-cleanser, a great throwback match, in my opinion. Doug Benson versus Chris Van Vliet. Real refreshing. And I saw this in the comments of that video. So this is not my original thought, but it's OG Schmodown. It's Mark and Christian telling folks some movie trivia questions and them laid back answering them real nonchalantly. It just happened to go to sudden death and Doug Benson coming out on top. And the wrestling guy missing the wrestler question with Jesse the Body Ventura. Come on, Chris, you're better than that. But I know you're better than that. But what are you guys' thoughts on Doug Benson and Chris Van Vliet? How they played?
I was very surprised by how Chris Van Vliet played. I was very happy. Doug Benson, the guy like Kevin Smith is high as hell, but he can answer trivia and he knew a lot of stuff. He knew a lot of questions. We should be called.
We're trashing Schmodown.
Hi, Alex.
And the great Shawshek in the chat. How you doing? Where's my boy Lucas? Love that man to death. Just as much as we love Alex Shawshek. Do you even Schmodown? That's what she told me one time. It's the greatest thing ever. Greatest line ever. Do you even Schmodown? Love it. No, but I was super happy. I was super excited to see what Doug Benson and Chris Van Vliet were going to do, and they showed up and showed out. Went to sudden death. Good match, like you said, really refresher. They had fun in this match, and obviously, they're I would call them famous people, and so it was nice to see.
Yeah.
And so.
We're spinning from some heels, bro. Yo, I'm only
Schmodown, bro. Yes.
Yo, what? I'm only a heel when Suge pisses me off. That's
every day.
I'm never a heel, so I don't know what the hell.
Matt, you're a heel. Don't lie to me. That's a bold-faced lie. Match a slide to all of y'all. Everyone watching Spin for the Real right now. Match a slide right to your face.
Nah.
But do you even schmo, bro? I saw that, Alex. But yes, Suge, this was a celebrity match, but again, it was competitive. It was fun to watch. OMG Spin from the Heels would be a great heel after show. Yes, trademark.
But you got to get all the heel. But you got to get all the heel personalities. So you got to get all the heel personalities from each of the shows, and they make a heel podcast and just like go after.
Saul's probably going to do it himself, and Saul's just going to rag on Jesse Swift the whole time, the entire time. That's what.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't even say anything. Oh my god! Saul, and Jesse Swift, man. Jesus
if they
Christ.
ever play each other,
they're not. I mean, they're not going to.
As of right now, they're not. But yes, Dagan in the chat. This match was a blast. It was awfully reminiscent of Jericho Smith. Yes, People just answering trivia questions just because, and it was fun. And to Alex's point, they were awfully knowledgeable of what they were doing. We were giving Paul Walter Hauser a lot of love a couple weeks ago when he faced off against Josh Horowitz, another great rookie match, even though Horowitz had already played a little bit. But this was just like that. Like, we talk about PWH, let's also give Doug Benson and Chris Van Vliet a lot of credit as well. Leo Logan points out that Doug mistook Slapshot for semi-pro and was overconfident on Zool instead of Gozer. And that's maybe it was because he was yeah, my man was a little on it. I assumed from Alex, I assumed that they'd get mega easy questions like Kevin Smith's first 3 matches. Woo! You said it, not me. So yes, and shame on Chris Van Vliet for missing the Jesse the Body Ventura question. How? Yeah. You're the wrestling guy, and you missed the Jesse Ventura question. One of the best color commentators of all time. Like, come on now. Come on.
Wrestling.
Yeah, the former governor of Minnesota? Come on now. Politician, wrestler, great combo, right?
You never seen him in Predator? I ain't got time to bleed.
Yo, just saying, Jesse Body Ventura. How the wrestling guy missed the wrestler question? I bet that was eating him up after the match. But on, I think they asked what Disney movie centers on a baby deer. And yo,
I mean, yeah.
It's like there are only so many options in regards to baby deer Disney questions. So, but Chris Van Vliet, he's gone on record, and he was interviewed by our buddies over at LGR. You saw Ferris on the track. Him and Justin interviewed him, and he went to the Ben Bateman School of Schmodown studying, and it panned out. It panned out in the end. And Doug Benson, I guess he does a bunch of movie podcasts, so he obviously has the edge. But yes, he did come on top, but Chris took him to sudden death. Another rookie sudden death match that proved a lot of folks wrong. It did more for me than expected. I was pleasantly surprised watching this match.
So I think going back to that Smith match, I think that was just to play it safe because I didn't know what to expect from either guy.
Obviously Cinderella. Obviously.
But we've seen throughout other mediums, Doug Benson does have this knowledge. Kevin Smith, who knows? We at that point it was like, who knows? We know he's a big movie guy. We know he can bring up just the weirdest facts about movies, but can you remember movie trivia? And that's why we got those easier questions. When Doug, we kind of had an idea, and I think the criticism of celebrity matches is why we're seeing more matches like this, like the Paul Walter Hauser Horowitz match, and Doug Benson and Van Vliet. So.
And they both showed up and showed out. And yeah, the dungeon took an L. Granted, I think they could take a loss.
Much needed L.
I think they could definitely take a loss. But the Suspects, Lord knows they needed the W. And this is another must win for them, especially we talked about them earlier, how the Suspects they're in a hole right now. And Doug mentioned to Kevin Smith proving, yes, in fact, you can play the Schmodown baked out of your mind. Yes. And I asked the stupid question over the weekend of who is more baked, Smith or Benson? It was obviously Benson. Obviously, just by my man's angle, he looked like he was Alice in Wonderland.
A movie called Super High Me, and there's your answer.
I mean that too. So both those dudes, obviously, can do some movie trivia baked, and who knows? Those are the only two that just visibly look like they were baked. We may have seen someone who was under the influence during a movie trivia Schmodown match. Who knows? Who the hell knows? And they just did a good job of hiding it.
I don't judge. I don't.
No, yeah, we don't. We don't judge her over here. Spin from the real. Unless your name is Saul, then or Suge on my opinions on certain folks in this league, then we judge. You agreeing with me?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say something, but I don't want to pick on you today. You seem like you had a bad weekend. I don't want to start stuff.
Why is everyone thinking I had a bad weekend?
You're blasting Fix You, bro.
Look, and by the way, coincidentally, that poster back there is Coldplay. Like, I did get to see Coldplay at a show one time, and it was great. But everyone was so worried about me. I'm fine.
Don't tweet that stuff.
Wait, didn't you say you were quitting? Well, because on Friday you said you were quitting the show. Like,
I did say that.
Yeah, I mean, me and Matt talked, and
his internet was bugging.
Well, me and Matt talked, and
we did what?
We're bringing Dagan and we're bringing Alex Shawshek on Spin for the Real, and you're quitting. So.
Great. Those are two great additions to the show. And
I heard you're going to Schmoes of the North, so that's what I heard.
You heard that?
Speaking of Schmodown.
Yeah, shout out to our buddies over there. But yo, if that's the case, two great additions. That's awesome. They could probably combine talk as much as I do on this show. So great. But
You do talk a lot.
No, Saul. I mean, yes, I am a mess.
You're not wrong. You're not
You should
wrong.
see literally everything behind the setup right here. It's definitely a mess. But I'm good. I thought that tweet was funny. I thought my tweet was funny, and everyone started worrying about me. People are asking if I'm okay. I'm great. Thank you. I'm good. We're making moves out here, baby. We're trying. But to wrap up on this before we move on to the pay-per-view ever so quickly, I was pleasantly surprised by this match. Doug Benson getting some much-needed points for the usual suspects. The Dungeon could take a loss, but Chris Van Vliet could hang. Chris Van Vliet can hang. Let's not underestimate these celebrity, in air quote, matches that we're getting this season. Paul Walter Hauser, Josh Horowitz, Chris Van Vliet, and Doug Benson have put on some great performances this year as rookies, and let's not forget that. And yes, Dagan, you do have my spot. Yes. This is my last show on Spin from the Real officially. I'll say my goodbyes at the end of the show. But we also had a pay-per-view on Friday. We have a pay-per-view on Friday. And the first match was surprisingly
should have been the main event.
Should have been the main event.
It should have been the main event, but it was the 5-round Star Wars tournament final.
Look at, I'll say it. Bad booking by Christian Harloff.
This is Grace.
Oh, Grace, whatever.
This is some bad booking by Grace.
This match should have been the main event.
I second that notion.
Match. It was a great freaking match.
Well, you want to know what's funny? Want to know what's funny? Here, I'll share my screen real quick. Originally, it was the other way around.
Oh snap!
That's how it shows up over here. Undercard: Chandru versus Robert Parker, Star Wars tournament final. So the undercard was supposed to be Chandru and Robert Parker, but for some reason,
they should have kept it that way.
They should have.
Look it. I'm gonna say this. I'll probably get in trouble for saying this.
Stop saying that. You said that like five times.
Last year's Star Wars tournament was great because it was live. I loved it and everything this year. Other than the fact that this Star Wars tournament was not live, this is probably I actually like this Star Wars tournament over last year's.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely not where I thought you were going with that take. Okay, no, yeah.
I think this Star Wars tournament ushered in new faces for the Star Wars division.
Mm-hmm.
Into which I cannot wait for the. No, that's what I do, Corey. I apologize.
You sound like me. Damn.
I think this next tournament is going to be also amazing because you're going to have Alex Damon in it. You're going to have possibly Molly Damon in it. You're going to have other big competitors, and if it's 2 people per team, you're going to have a slew. There's going to be so many good storylines and everything. So I cannot wait for that. But going back to this match between Gold Leader and Thomas Harper, look, like I said in the beginning, Gold Leader ain't no joke. He can win a belt this year. I truly believe that this guy showed up, showed out, and is a force in the Star Wars tournament.
Facts.
And in the Star Wars division, I apologize. And look, he had Harper. You know, he made Harper answer his 5-pointer. That's all you could do. It came down to one question,
one letter, Bubba.
One letter, and even still, then Harper could have missed his 5-pointer. And so I give a lot of credit to Gold Leader. Salute to you, man. And like he said, I know you guys are happy. There's some of you out there that are happy. I gave him a hard time because I wanted to see like Zach Burkett and Marie Wilson succeed, but you can't doubt this man's skills in movie trivia and especially Star Wars. He has Star Wars knowledge. And look, his character was pissing a lot of people off. And so Tom's
coming in hot, baby. This episode of Smith and the Real is brought to you by the letter K.
There he is. There's the future champ.
Right. And so I believe Gold Leader can make a run in this division. He can be a champion eventually. And going to this man, Thomas Harper, when I met him, there's something in his eyes that I just said, holy shit, this guy's going to take over the Star Wars division when I got to talk to him. And from what I've heard behind the scenes, the man works harder than anybody. And the promo that he cut on Friday on Shmo Me the Real.
Both of them
were just like to sit there and look at this man talk, the way he talked, gave me goosebumps. He's just amazing. You know, not only is he good for the community, but look, he's here to compete and play. And what we just talked about, when you show up and you play and you give 110%, I appreciate you more as a fan, and that's what he's doing. And he said it on Friday, and I love Demolanta and I love Kelly. And I think they're two of the great players in Star Wars, but you got to look at what he's been doing and sit there and go, damn, I pretty much have to play perfect. Now, I know he's in the chat, and I'll say this. He just played the 5-rounder, so he's gonna have to do it again. He looked comfortable doing it. And people talked about the speed round, and he said I wasn't worried about that, because people were like thinking he has all his bases covered, so it just makes him that more deadly. And people should be worried, because if he gets his hands on that belt, I don't see how it's going to be hard to take it from him. You know, we all talked about Damon, how great he was. The intensity, as much as good as Damon was, there wasn't intensity like there is with Demolanta and Harper. And that's why I picked Demolanta over Damon, is because he had that intensity and that fortitude. Thomas Harper has that on another level. He is intense. The man talks, you listen. So I cannot handle more airspeeder questions. Yeah. So Thomas Harper, congrats. Cannot wait to see you play this.
Cannot see you hold that belt
match
up later this year.
Yeah. And I loved his emotion. You know, people talk, he doesn't show emotion, or he's like a robot. You're not telling me he showed emotion at the end of that match? I mean, he was fist pumping, he was yelling. Dude, that got me hyped up. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see that from competitors, and I loved it. And so, look at it. It was a great match. The Gold Leader ain't no slouch, and Thomas Harper is the real deal. And like I said, this tournament was better than last year's. There was a lot more emotion last year, but the game, the level of play was unbelievable this year. Unbelievable. Super unbelievable. We talked about it. There was 6 people that could have won this tournament. And Thomas would tell you, look, that match with Ace, go to overtime. Ace is still a threat in this division. He's easily a top 5. Gold Leader, top 5. Zach Burkett easily could be top 5. Marie Wilson, easily. Adam Witt can easily
a lot of
go
folks
on a
losing to one question. A lot of folks.
Yeah. So this was a really good tournament. It was great. The knowledge was there, the gameplay was there, and all the rookies performed. Like, think about that. 4 rookies, and Thomas Harper, Gold Leader, Zach Burkett, Marie Wilson, all played amazing, and they were all rookies, and they played like they've been in the Schmodown for the last 3 years. So give it up to all of them: Dragon Con, Gold Leader, Adam Witt, Sean Sullivan. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, and the second tournament, I think that second tournament is going to be just classic after classic. I think that's just going to be classic matches after classic matches. I cannot wait. So, what about you, Chris? What were your thoughts?
So, I talked a lot about Gold Leader at the top of the show. The one thing I will echo from the top of the show, however, is we must, and I know Ferris got on us earlier assuming that we thought he said this, but Gold Leader should be respected aside from his allegiance from the exchange, however you feel about that. Because I know that I know some folks are going to give him flack for that. But look at what this man has done in this tournament, or really in this whole season. How many questions has he missed? 2?
Yep.
2 between Lacey, Marie, Zach, and Thomas. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me, right? And we're still going to give somebody some flack? Come on now, respect Gold Leader as you should, as Thomas was. If you don't believe me, all right, cool. Go to Shmo Me the Real on this very channel and see what Thomas had to say about Gold Leader. Like, just straight up, go and check that out. But to focus on Thomas for a second, this man's going to be Gold Leader has a higher accuracy through 4 matches than any player in division history. Right. Yeah. Let's just do questions.
And that's crazy.
Real quick.
And he lost.
He lost.
Crazy.
I want to say about respecting Gold Leader.
Go ahead.
Do it.
right. Real short and sweet, as all soundbites should be, short and sweet. But seriously, we need to respect Gold Leader as we should. But Thomas Harper, it's hard to not. I mean, Thomas Harper's the talk of the town. I think I said on the show a couple weeks ago. Was it last week? Might have been last week. Whoever wins the Star Wars tournament is far and away Rookie of the Year as of right now. It's win or lose title match, even though I think he's going to get the belt. Thomas Harper's Rookie of the Year. It's and anything can change.
We can't say that because say another rookie comes in and wins that next Star Wars tournament and then actually wins the title on top of it. It makes it
or a rookie goes into that singles tournament and wins it like Collins did and wins the belt. I don't want to say it, but let me tell you something. It's
Rookie of the Year will come from Star Wars division.
He's the favorite right now. He's the
Rookie of the Year will come from Star Wars, and as of right now, it's Thomas Harper.
I don't know what happens if Frankie Alvarez goes into a singles tournament, wins it, and wins the belt. What happens if Jacoby Bancroft does it? What happens if Jacob London does it?
Word. Oh,
what happened if Moses or Moose win their match, beat whoever wins between Saul and Alba, and then goes to the IG and beats that, and then holds on the belt for the rest of the year? You can't say that. And I love Thomas Harper. I picked him. I picked him to win the belt. I picked him to win the Rookie of the Year.
Chris can't be blunt for once.
It's a little too early.
Only Shook can call a shot. Only Shook can call a shot. I will call my shot right now. You're the king of talking and having early discussions. Why the hell you're like, oh, it's not too early to talk about Bateman. Why is it not too early to talk about Thomas Harper when he's done so far?
Because nobody likes Bateman. Nobody likes Bateman. Bateman.
Oh my God! Stop. So with what Thomas Harper has done so far in this, and look at the level of competition that he's played. Yes, he beats Adam Witt, someone whose record does not reflect what he's capable of doing. Eric Wiley, who is a rookie as well, but had another great performance. Someone else we cannot sleep on in Star Wars, Ace Cabrera. Ace is the man that won the tournament last year in a similar position to Thomas Harper, and then beat Gold Leader.
And they go into overtime.
Yes, they go to OT.
I want to say something.
But he won the 5 round of the next match.
Yeah.
Come on. And he goes perfect.
I have to say, you have to say that Ace match. It showed how good Thomas Harper could be because Ace is no joke. Mm-hmm. Ace is looking amazing.
No, not a joke at all.
Look, and Ace is right to say if you thought Thomas was going to blow him out, I hope you're eating crow now because Ace showed up and showed out in that match, and then also too, like he said, Gold Leader showed up and showed out. Like it wasn't. These matches were simply amazing. That's why I said this tournament this year is probably better than last year. More emotion last year. There's a lot more emotion, but this one, the gameplay was amazing. So
to respond to that point for a minute on our preference over the two, I may still lead towards last year because of last year and the circumstances around COVID-19 and all the stuff about like the pandemic and the Schmodown, how that was going to play a part. And Star Wars reinvigorated the whole league, not even just the Star Wars division, because Lord knows, to me, it needed it at the time, but the whole league benefited from that tournament, not even just Star Wars. And Ace Cabrera became a star in that tournament. Andrew DeMolante became a star in that tournament. Laura Kelly became a star in that tournament. There's
Adam Witt became a star.
Adam Witt became
Molly Damon became a star.
Talk about some incredible performances. Let's not forget last year's too, but this year's also has some great ones as well, especially from all the rookies that played this year, especially from all of them. So it's a toss up. It's a Sophie's choice on it if you have to pick one. But Thomas Harper puts up a great, and if he bests the winner of DeMolante and Kelly, which I believe all three of us here are leaning towards that if we had to predict one right now, which we're not going to, it's a different show for a different day. But we've gone on record saying, Thomas Harper is a stud. And my man played that OT match against Ace, killed it. 5-round match, the next one against Gold Leader, a man who had missed one question going into that match. He missed one question there, but it cost him. And that's what Star Wars is nowadays. Thomas Harper is out here killing the game. And yes, he's not that robot everybody thought he was. And he's out here just fully embracing the Shmona, which is a fun thing to see. It has nothing to do with this gameplay. But like it's hard to, at least in my opinion, to not be a fan of this man. And personally, although I told him I loved him earlier and he did not reciprocate it and he laughed at me, it's okay. I'll get over it. I'll cry about it later. But
crying about it now.
No, I'll cry about it when the show ends. I don't want people to see me cry on camera. So with Thomas Harper, if he bests If he wins the belt by the end of the summer, like we should start having that conversation. If I can't have that conversation now, I guess we can come back in August and do the same thing. I guess, but let the record show that I'm out here Babe Ruth and calling my shot, because Thomas Harper has given me more than enough reason to do so. He's given me more than enough reason. I said this on the show a couple weeks ago. I'll say it again. Thomas Harper had the same amount of hype that Ace did at the end of last year's tournament. He had it going in. He had it going into this tournament. And he did that and then some. Yes, say what you want about the Whiteley match, but then he faced Cabrera. A lot of folks having Ace on that revenge tour, but I mean, whatever tour that is, call it whatever you want. My man was going to come back for that belt. A lot of people wanted him to, us included. And then he faces Harper, goes to OT, loses. Then Harper goes on to face Gold Leader, the best person on the left side, obviously, because he bested everybody on the left side, and wins the match. Granted, Gold Leader, you can, whether you want it or not, someday your prince will come, Chris. Yo, hopefully, I'm waiting in my high tower. I'm laying down in bed at night waiting for
Chris is a damsel in distress. We all know this.
I am. Lord knows I am.
He's a hero.
Yeah. Yes, I do need a hero. Like whether you know it from Footloose or from Shrek, Chris needs a hero right now.
Or that He-Man trailer the other day.
But Thomas Harper's giving me more than enough reason to put my chips on his side. And Rookie of the Year, as of right now, as we stand, how can you not give it to Thomas Harper? But yes, Shug, you're totally right. The tournament's at the end
because Rick
year.
Radis is going to go 5-0 and win the belt.
Yo, and if that's the case, let's have a whole different conversation. Like we can have a whole different discussion. But at the same time,
I agree. He's
right now
Thomas Harper is the front runner right now. We'll see what happens at the end of the year.
A lot can happen between now and then. But I know we gave a lot of love to Gold Leader at the start, and we're going to show our love to Thomas Harper now. Both guys played an incredible match. And yeah, that match could have easily been another 51-50. Easily. PJ Campbell keeps talking about, I got these 10-point questions. We're just waiting to prevent that 51-50. But we may see it sooner rather than later, especially if Thomas is correct on there being a murderer's row in that second tournament. We may see another OT match before we even get to that tournament final. Who the hell knows? Because the level of competition in Star Wars is nuts this season. And it's absolutely crazy. But speaking of high-level play, that main event, which on the website says it was the undercard, but it is what it is, Chandru Dandapani and Robert Parker.
Swag is back, baby.
Matt's awake now, everybody. If you're calling out Gold Leader is the single most dangerous player in the second tournament. Yo, you heard it, unless I'm in it. That's some real stuff. Like, and say if you don't believe me, if you don't believe us, Thomas Harper just said it. The man who just won the Star Wars tournament. Just putting it out there now. But Chandru Dandapani, a man who lost the belt in February, but we've been waiting, highly anticipating his return against Robert Parker, a man who's been on fire this season. Matt, go ahead and lead us off on this Inner Geekdom match that we saw.
Although I wish it wasn't Chandru, I had to rest my hopes on Swag's back, baby, and my internet's acting fine for the time being. So
you're good.
I'm gonna show my
go nuts, man. Go nuts.
I was happy because I've been on Winston's becoming a good friend of mine. And I wanted to see him back in.
You have to say that every time?
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
If you guys didn't know, Matt also likes Swag. Just
okay. If that's how we're gonna do it. All right. Thomas is a personal friend of mine.
I said personal friend. I said a good friend.
But Thomas is a personal friend of mine.
Thomas Harper doesn't love me. Continue, Matt.
But no. And he is now in a position where Swag has potentially 3 title shots. And if they win all of them, and you want to base it off of MTS standings, let's say they win all 3 of those title shots. That would put them at gaining 21 points.
Yes,
which
sir.
would put them at 34 right now, which would tie them for second.
Which is nuts. On top of the other matches that they have slated for July, whenever we see them. Like, this is a much needed win for Swag, and they got it. And Matt, the craziest part is, we say on this show all the time, first person to miss. That's something that we always say in regards to title matches. First person to miss the question. And Dagan in the chat, Chandru versus Mike is a dream match I've been waiting to see for a while. Oh, yeah. Chandru! The trash talk from Chandru Mike will be epic from Fool's Guild 1,000%. It's going to be nuts.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
No, Chandru needed to win this match 1,000%. And Bradley Tingle in the chat. Swag, drip, drip, baby. What's going on, Bradley Tingle? What's up, brother? Hope you're good. But Chandru needed to win the match for the sake of the faction. He got that W in what was a 1-point victory. If Parker didn't go down to 1 point or to a 1-point question in round 2, we may be having a different discussion right now. Who the hell knows? But that's the nature of the game. My man opted to go to 1 point, and Chandru bested him in that match that took him to a 5-pointer for both of them.
Chris, you want to know what else that meant? It meant I got a perfect week.
So as I was saying, with Chandru Dandapani, like he definitely proved why he's one of the best Inner Geekdom players of all time. He may not be top 3 or whatever you want to do the metric as, but in the level of Inner Geekdom play that has been going on this season and in the last 2 seasons, really, Chandru and Parker had been some of the torchbearers. Yes, say what you want about Parker last year. Last year was different. Asterisks by that stuff. This season, though, he's been killing it. And anybody that picked Parker, myself and Shook included, we had more than enough reason to think that Parker was going to win that match. But with that being said, all it was that it went down to 1 point. And yes, it was Chandru Sparrow. And for those who are the patrons, I definitely had to ask about that. You all might have seen me there. But I had to ask my man about it. And it was brought up again when I got to talk to him the next day. And yes, Terrell Owens, get your popcorn ready. That match is going to be nuts. Because if Chandru beats Mike, holy God, Mike can retain an Inner Geekdom belt and Chandru's a 2-time champ. But vice versa, if Mike retains the belt, Mike retained an Inner Geekdom belt and also stunts Swag's growth in July. So we'll see when the time comes. There's a lot of stakes in that match. A lot of stakes. But Shug, what did you think of Robert Parker and Chandru Dandapani?
I mean, I was upset because I wanted Parker to win, but Chandru showed up and played. Like you can't deny that. And look at people were saying in the chat, I can't wait for him and Mike to play because Mike has said some choice words to him. Like I don't know if it's kayfabe or
it's not
kayfabe.
We're blurring the lines over here.
Yeah, there's some blur the lines there. And I love
blurred lines.
I love it. No, do not sing a Solon song. Okay.
Yeah, we can't sing that song. Marvin Gaye's gonna make us cough up some money. Go ahead.
You over here you're over here crying that I play music, and then you want to sing blurred lines. What's wrong with you?
You can sing. You can't play the music.
No. First off, Matt, you can't sing. Don't let's not get it twisted.
No, I said you can sing.
You can't get it. Don't get it twisted. Moment of the week.
I can't sing. But yeah, I can't wait for this Mike Kalinowski Chandru match. It's going to be great. Corruption versus Swag is always a good matches, so I'm excited.
It's some great stuff, dude. And yes, both men missed the question in the first round. And instant karma, right, for Chandru. He got on Robert for missing the first question, then immediately missed the second question. Instant karma. But it's 2 great Inner Geekdom players duking it out, and that's the match that we're seeing next is gonna be nuts and epic. But now we have at least a confirmed. I don't know if I can even say that. If Robert Parker shows up at Inner Geekdom tournament, I'm spooked. I'd be spooked. Like that man's missed 1 question so far this season, and it's what cost him in a potential title match against Mike. But if you put that man in a tournament, I'd be shaking in my boots if I was playing him 100%. And Dagan in the chat says, if Mike defends, he might become the Inner Geekdom GOAT, in my opinion, as if he already isn't, Dagan. It's all right to each their own. Mike's definitely Rushmore as far as I'm concerned. Fool's Guild says that Chandru rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Yes, he does. Granted, I'm more drawn to heels. I think that's why I like Chandru as much as I do.
You think?
But he's really darn good at what he does. The second he started embracing that heel tendencies, I think it was the best thing for his whole career. Matt and I talked about that a lot last summer. and it's been from the Real's infancy. We talk a lot about Chandru and his heelness. Leo Logan, as Mike calls him, that wet weasel. Yeah, Mike and Chandru's smack talk's gonna be legendary and some of the best we've seen this season, if not of the last few seasons. And Corey Cameron, hey, yep, we're all about it here. Dagan, he already is for me too, Chris. I just want Suge to yell at me, but he's gone now. It's all right. We'll tell him again when he gets back. Well, Matt, do you think Mike's the IG GOAT?
Nope.
Because you're a Rachel person.
I'm Rachel or Smets. Like those are the two people I would put up for IG GOAT.
Word, like totally, and they definitely give you more than enough reason to put them there. My bias aside, just the stat line for Mike Kalinowski and the only 3-belted IG champion or 3-time IG champion. That speaks volumes to me. Granted, between Inman and Chandru, no one defended that belt. The two folks that you even mentioned, and Mike included. So we'll see how that pans out at Collision. Correct? That match is going down in Collision.
I think we had a big schedule change a week or so ago that we never really got.
It's either at the end of the month or at Collision. Either one. I may be getting my stuff confused. Hey Suge, who do you think's the IG GOAT? Do you have a strong opinion on IG GOAT? You have a couple names going through your brain? Your mic's muted if you're
Cushing, Kalinowski,
word.
Smets,
Word.
Mar. I would go.
Mara's another good one.
I go Kalinowski, Mara, Cushing, Smets.
In that order?
Yeah, Smets, and nobody could tell me anything. I think that match against Chandru should not even count because of what he was going through. But
we
didn't know that's what he was going through yet. That's the important thing.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. We're getting Mike Chandru on July 16th. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leo Logan.
And Dagan, make sure to emphasize that anyone can make a decent argument for anybody. Yes, this is incredibly subjective. I definitely don't want to make this show like who's the IG GOAT, because we can talk each other's faces off and not come to a conclusion. And yes, Mara is a great choice. Chandru retained the IG belt. We cannot forget that at Spectacular this past December. We cannot forget that. But both these guys played really, really well. It's just that opting down to multiple choice in round 2 is what screwed Robert Parker. So it's not that he played bad. Neither one of these guys played a bad game or even a subpar game. They both played really well for Inner Geekdom. It's just now Mike Kalinowski, I get it. He's been doing a lot of team stuff lately. Will that affect his IG match against Chandru?
No,
because and I'm not saying it will, but that's something that we also have to keep in mind as well, because we've seen multiple division players lack because of playing multiple divisions. We saw that with Chance last year. That's why Chandru retained, or one of the reasons why Chandru retained. Shout out to Navarro. Big love to Hector Navarro. OG. That's a big OG right there for the Schmodown. I miss Hector sometimes when we talk about Inner Geekdom. No one ever mentions him anymore. But I know the game's changed after him, but I digress. So that Inner Geekdom match, yes, I think it should have been the undercard to the Star Wars match. My bias, because Thomas is in the chat aside, I just thought that Star Wars match is more entertaining and more. There was a lot more there because there was 2 rooks. But like what Dagan said in the chat earlier, it's 2 IG greats going up against each other. Can't really, especially this season. Chandru, Mara Kanopik had the Inner Geekdom points record to beat Chandru in February. She had to, and she did. She succeeded. But Chandru obviously can bring it in a 3-round match. She missed one question. A lot can happen in a month between his match with Mike and this one. So we have a lot going on over here in the Movie Trivia Schmodown. But we have matches this week too that we want to get to.
Yeah, and let's
get it, baby.
No wheel slice this week?
Oh, yeah. We can do quick wheel slice of the week. Wheel slice. I mean, there's an obvious answer. Do we want to go with the obvious answer?
Yeah, go with it, because I think we all have the same one.
Shug, what's the wheel slice of the week, baby, for Spin from the Reel? Oh, is it not the obvious answer?
My balls was hot.
Oh, okay.
I understand.
Yep. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Shug.
Opponent choice.
Thank you.
Yep.
But to be more specific, yes, Corey, opponent's choice. Leo Logan puts sports movies for Doug Benson.
That's a
another
good
great
choice.
I will take your pick or our pick a little bit further, and I will say that Star Trek slice from Clee Wiggins to Sabrina Ramirez through and via the opponent's choice. Because I mean, little did we know at the time that Clee Wiggins was a huge Trekkie that was going to work to her advantage.
Right.
We already got into that. I don't want to bring up that conversation again, but opponent's choice. What are that digital wheel's weighted as hell. We gotten spinners in opponent's choice a lot this season, more so opponent's choice, and it's starting to bother me. Like I sighed when I saw them both get opponent's choice this past Thursday. I sighed out loud. I'm like, I
can tell you they don't want that. So
no, and I totally understand it's the nature of trusting the ones and the zeros, but damn, dude, like it is what it is. I'll cry about it later. I don't got time to cry about it now. But opponent's choice, wheel slice of the week from Spin from the Reel. Again, we will pick something different when we have the option to do something,
right.
Especially when it doesn't factor into a match the way it did this past Thursday.
Exactly.
The digital wheel is the biggest heel that's put on in years. Yes, man. Yes. Whether at live events or right here over the StreamYard, Zoom, whatever the hell they use, it is awful. And it's that I bet they don't want it. I bet competitors don't want it, obviously.
The digital will be like,
you lose. Good day, sir.
Yep.
Right. I mean, honestly, it depends on who gets it because it worked out in Ethan's favor a couple weeks ago. But
it worked in Clee's favor.
Worked in Clee's favor as well. So it totes depends, but Wheel Slice of the Week forever and always. I promise it's not what that segment was meant to be. It's not what us talking about spinners and opponent's choice every week. But when it factors into a match that much, we feel like we have to by go ahead.
I think next week we need to start getting our "Don't Get It Twisted" moments because
don't get it twisted.
We're all gonna get it. We're all gonna say the same moment. So
we can. Oh, I mean, and we'll see in the time. Maybe we can all hopefully pick something different. But let's talk about some predictions for this week. We have 3 matches for the week, and that's how we're getting to we're getting to decimals now with these damn percentages.
So with how close right now you and Sugar are, I feel like it's something we have to do.
Right, with your cheating ass. I didn't forget.
I didn't cheat.
Matt cheats. Matt cheats in this game.
He knows.
Oh, I don't cheat.
I was gonna say something smart ass, but I'll get in trouble.
Both of y'all cheat. I'm the only person here that does not cheat on the record. So just saying that now. Go back and watch last week's show at this very time of the show where Matt had the biggest smile on his face when he was accused of cheating. I'll put that out there now.
I will say this right now. You can go to Taylor and I can say who I tried.
Taylor doesn't watch the Schmodown according to Shook. So Taylor, no, I'm not talking to Taylor. I'm not talking to Taylor. Like I love Taylor. Go watch Taylor's streams on Twitch. He just uploaded his final part of Resident Evil on our channel.
I am not the Houston Astros.
Matt is the Houston Astros.
Shug is the Houston Astros.
Yeah,
watch the matches you're supposed to watch before we.
Wait,
no, man's out here with the garbage can.
No. I'm sorry, I paid for Patreon. I'm sorry you can't afford it.
So do I. Like we're all patrons.
It's your own business then. Well, you should watch the damn match then.
We said we
don't do that. But we know who I'm gonna choose anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ.
This week this week I think it's a clean sweep for Saul. That's not even a question.
Well, no, I'm kidding. He's no.
Chris, if you picked against Saul, you would be.
I really want to. I really want to.
Dunzo.
I really want to just because he gives me so much flack. But he is a part of Homeboy and the Heartbreakers. He is a fellow Heartbreaker, so I gotta pick Saul. And my man needs to give me some points, man. He got me some clutch KO points not too long ago, and hopefully, for the love of God, he can do it again because Lord knows I need him. Dagan in the chat. Some of us have lives. Have to watch it later.
Hey, right. I'm sorry, Dagan. I got 2 kids and a full-time job, and I go to school. So don't give me that excuse.
Yo,
Dagan, I will come to Vermont, and I will. I don't know what I'll do to you, Dagan, but I'll do something.
She'll get going to Vermont. If anything, Dagan, he'll see you at the live event.
I'll be okay at Vermont.
He's never been on the plane. So his ass ain't going to Vermont. If anything, he'll see you at the live event if there is one in New York. We'll see you there, Dagan. And I'll protect you from the monster that is Shug. Shug
get out of here, Lopez. You couldn't protect yourself. Get out of here.
So I've implemented this.
Oh
If
God.
you hear this sound, you got to give up your pick because we know how some people like to take 5 minutes deciding.
Yeah, damn it, Shug. Like it takes
Yeah,
so long.
damn me. Damn me. Yep. All right, let's go.
All right,
Let's
so
do the second
the
match. Oh,
first-
are we all?
the-
We're all picking Saul.
We're all picking Saul, so that's why.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
Saul, give me the points, baby.
First real match, because I shouldn't say real match. First match that we all knew we weren't picking Saul. We have Griffey Newman versus Jacoby Bancroft.
Go ahead, Lopez. Go ahead,
Okay,
Lopez.
I'll start. That's fine. So, the winner of this match is definitely gonna be a white man. Like it's gonna be somebody who is a rookie, someone who's played a match already and looked great in it, and it's gonna be somebody who it's damn it. I hate to say this out loud. I don't like picking the exchange, but I'm right in the wave that is Griffin Newman. He has to go perfect though to beat Jacoby, or damn close, because Jacoby's gonna put up a fight. Jacoby may win this shit. I'm picking Griffin though.
Shug.
I've liked what I've seen from Griffin. And to be honest with you, I really want to pick him, but I want to kind of pick Jacoby just to go against the grain.
Please.
I got Griffey Newman.
Oh. Griffey Nooms. Griffey damn Noom. Yo, he's looked great. Even in the free for all, he looked good. He looked really good in the free for all too.
Yeah.
Let me guess, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt has not picked against the exchange all year.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Danger Zone Rushmore, I did.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, because you're a damn Merle shield to the day you die. Look, that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. But like, we're so quick to slander everybody else in the league, but Dan. Like, I know like Dan's perfect, he's the GOAT and everything, but it's like we need to keep the same energy for everybody in the league, not just Dan. Like, and I love Dan, and he is the greatest.
Well, then Chris, go after him.
Oh, it ain't gonna be me. Like what?
I was about to say Mara might have something to say about that.
I love Mara too. Yeah, Mara's great.
All right, what's our next match?
All right, this is an interesting one. Lon Harris versus Chance Ellison.
Singles. Hey, I will.
Shug. Let's start it off with you.
Shug. Okay.
You started off last time, so I'm starting off with Shug.
Okay. Work. You're like me, but non-verbal.
Tough. No, this is tough.
Really?
My man Leo has Chance in the chat. Dagan saying how it's a toss-up for him.
Lon Harris, his last match was good.
He beat what's his nuts?
Beat the Godfather.
He beat the Godfather. Did he? Wait, was that him? I thought it was JTE. Am I getting
no?
confused?
That was Lon.
Oh, okay. I'm going
Lon Harris.
Lon in an upset from Shug and Corey Cameron in the chat.
I'm going Lon Harris. Probably a bad idea, but
Chris, who you going?
Chance Ellison. I'm rocking with the wave that is Chance Ellison, and now that he is not worrying about inner geekdom and he's doing the team stuff, I think that's flowing over to singles. And to me, if not really, they have a lot of strong singles competitors, and working with Marisol and Adam, and vice versa, will benefit Chance Ellison in the long run. I'm picking Chance in this one.
It pains me to do this, but I'm picking Corruption. I got Chance winning as much as I want Swag to win.
Join us, baby.
No.
Hey, man. Change your pick then.
I'm not changing my pick. I'm just saying I have Chance.
Change your pick then. If you don't want to join us, change your pick.
I didn't want Chance you to win, but I wanted Swag to win last week.
Change your pick. So, hey. If you don't like Corruption, change your pick. Go with Lon Harris. He's good.
No.
He beat Drew McWeeny. Okay. Then don't talk shit. All right, you're good.
I can say I don't want to pick. Like I said last week, I didn't.
Wait, really coming from Chris Lopez that doesn't pick Corruption, even though he's a Corruption still.
And your point? I'm sorry, I'm rocking with the wave. I'm riding momentum. Admittedly, to my fault, I've ridden the wave. I'll be the first person to admit that. I'm not out here trying to make excuses. I just rode with the wave. My bias got in the way. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, my man Matt's over here like, it pains me to say this. It hurts me the pick for corruption, because apparently it causes him so much pain. His Knights of Ren t-shirt causes him so much pain. That's why his Wi-Fi acts up, because he knows what his cheating ass is out here picking these damn matches every week. That's why he has such a lead, because he's cheating.
No, I'm not cheating.
My man, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. Like, you know what? I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself. And do we miss anything before we wrap the show?
No. Oh wait, no, but we do have the up top kind of stuff to take care of, or the normal what's going on over here.
Do it by all means. Go ahead, brother.
So real quick, I do have this ad read that I do want to do.
Please.
This event is no happy little accident. On Saturday, June 26th, Special Wish Cleveland is hosting the Bob Ross Experience, a paint night fundraiser with 100% of the proceeds going to a Special Wish Foundation Cleveland chapter, a nonprofit that grants wishes for children from birth up to the age of 20 with life-threatening illnesses. Tickets for the Bob Ross Experience, which is taking place from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., will be $40 plus a handling fee. Price includes small appetizers, available from 5 to 6, followed by a 2-hour class taught by a Bob Ross certified artist. The price includes paint supplies, canvas, and perhaps most importantly, a Bob Ross wig to rock throughout the event. Now, we know most of you watching this show aren't from Cleveland, and that is why if you look at this picture right here, there's a link, and if you feel up to it, you can donate to a Special Wish Cleveland and just leave a little note that's saying the guys over at Watt Real Entertainment sent you. This is an ad read we've had going on for the last month or so. Just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. It means a lot, and yeah. But other than that, of course, Thursday you got Really Scared.
I'm right.
Friday you got Wrestle Reel.
Coming soon to a screen near you, baby.
And then Saturday you got Saber Reel with myself and Toby Barkwell.
Damn
Sunday, Real Talk with myself and Nick Mulbach. And I should mention, for Really Scared, we do have none other than the Outlaw John Roca coming on to talk with Taylor Cleek and Connor Breedlove about David Cronenberg's The Fly.
1,000%.
Also later this week, be sure to check out our real review of Luca.
Aw, it's a little sweetie. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. And then next Saturday, the 26th, thanks for 250. Our hangout stream where we will be having special guests, make a few announcements, and have a grand old time. So we got that coming along.
We have a lot of fun stuff going on here at Watt Real Entertainment. If you have not already, I know we just said thank you for 250, but subscribe, please. If we can hit 300 by then, great. Then we can make it a thanks for 300. But until then, thanks for 250. It does mean a lot to us over here. We've grown awfully fast in the last 6 months. At least for us, it doesn't look like a lot, it doesn't sound like a lot, but to us it is. And we thank every single one of y'all who hang out in the chat for not only this show, but for all the shows. Check out Really Scared on Thursday. They're going to have John Roca. Check out the interview that Matt did it with Corey Cameron, and Dagan. Check them out on the Twitters. The Twitter is in the chat. Make sure you go and check out Dagan and Corey and their interview with Matt. But John Roca, Really Scared this Thursday, so a little bit of a spin from the real sprinkle will be in there. As Taylor Cleek, the regent for Rick Radis, for those who don't know, him and Connor Breedlove will be talking to John Roca about The Fly. And, of course, yours truly, Wrestle Reel on Friday. And some more fun stuff. We have a lot going on here, a lot of announcements. Hopefully we can announce them soon. But, we're busy. We stay busy as hell over here. And for the better. So, without further ado, Dagan put it great. Great show, everybody. Have a great night to all y'all in the chat. And don't forget, y'all, spinning from the reel, not the peg. For Matt, for Suge, for me, we'll see y'all next week.